Maybe.
Freedom out. Down and quiet.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever it is that you're watching from or whatever time you're watching this replay. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 4. We have made some changes, moved out to the shop, tried to get away from the barking dogs for those who watched last episode and heard all of the extra feedback from the dogs. They wanted to be part of the podcast, so we changed it up a little bit. You see the beads of sweat rolling off of Chris's face. He is that excited to be on the podcast today.
No, I'm in my garage, and also it doesn't matter. My AC is not functioning in my house. I had to go buy 4 window units today just so we could sleep comfortably tonight.
Always the first big heat wave, then you lose AC. That's when it typically happens. First time it hits. So yeah, I'm actually sitting in front of a fan in the shop because I have not put the mini split that I bought like 2 months ago in the shop yet. So I've got to get it put in. But other than that, how was your weekend?
Good. I went up to Yorktown and raced some parking lot on road. Had an absolute blast. Put all 3 cars in the show and then bounced. Didn't stay.
Yeah.
I wanted to go play at Ocean Breeze in the water. So
It was a good weekend for that.
Oh yeah, definitely needed it. I got a pool in my backyard. I still haven't opened up yet. I might need to do that soon.
We got some folks joining in. Let's see if we get the comments fired up. Give us a shout out. Let us know who's here and where you're from. We'll get you a shout out on the podcast. Numbers are rolling in. Oh man, we are cooking.
Woo.
We are almost halfway to double digits. But that's okay. Most people watch this in the replay anyway. So
we also have which is weird, we have decent stats on Apple Podcasts in Europe.
Yeah.
It's like 90% of our plays are Europe, which is so weird.
Well, that's just, we're international. I mean, that's to be expected for a huge international podcast like this.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see the glorious bearded one.
Exactly. Yeah. So now it's long hair, short beard, and short hair, long beard. I got my hair cut. So I tried to be cool with long hair, and I guess I'm just not cool enough for long hair.
It's not all it's cracked up to be. I'm going on. I haven't had a haircut in 8 years. I think it's time to, do something.
So, all right. Well, let's jump into it. We got about 10 minutes before we bring on our special guest for this week. And so this weekend you are down playing with the on-road cars. And actually, let's go a week back. So last weekend we had our inaugural first race. And I guess that's a repetitive because inaugural is the first race. So first race for the 2026 season, the unveiling at the track, and I was super excited. We had Honestly, I said I'd be happy if we had 20 people. We ended up with 27 racers and 42 entries, I think,
Yeah.
which was perfect number because it gave us enough to have good marshals and not so many that it was it was a good tester weekend to get everything lined out. We found out we had some problems with the loop, so we'll have to move the loop for next race. Thankfully, I had the races scheduled for like the very first weekend in May, and we're almost the last weekend in June. So we had a pretty big
Yep. Plenty of
chunk.
time to move that loop and any
Yeah.
other maintenance you need to do.
Yeah.
Some
So
internet drops so the live stream's a little better.
yeah. So yeah, I gotta run. I'm gonna run like probably a switch up there. So hopefully I can get that booth at least partially enclosed and then electricity run up there. So that would be helpful. So because I moved that the speaker that was up on the stand back into the shop because that was some feedback that they wanted more. They wanted to
Yeah.
get better in the shop.
Well, you
So
have
that's
those
cool.
bars for the stand, right?
Right.
So
Yeah. So I need to put a little amp up there, but I need to get that enclosure built. So hopefully this week we'll get back from. So we're going out of town this week for Pro-Am, and then a couple of days down in Myrtle Beach with my brother who's coming in from Oklahoma, and then I'll be back and start working, try to get that enclosure done because I don't have a ton of other extra stuff to do. I left the inside set up, so just have to fix the table that somebody sat on and bent the leg.
I have no clue who thought it was a good idea to sit on a leg or sit on a table.
And then I got to get a stencil and paint on all the tables. Do not sit. But yeah, get ready for the next race, and the next race is a double header. So I really hope that we can get a good amount for VCS, and that at least a chunk of them will stay on for the second race. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll do some kind of discount if you race VCS. Maybe it'll be like $5 off, so $25 per class. And if you race the day before, it's $20 a class, or maybe you get a free class. I don't know, something. Try to do something.
Yeah.
So keep people. Nitro Truck is happening, Mo. Bring it. Oh, by the way, Mo, thanks for jumping in. You guys that brought Nitro Truck and tried to sign up, you guys all got points for the points series. So even though we didn't run it, I gave everybody points for equal points. So the three of you guys who wanted to run, you and Bevins and was it Bump? Who was the other one that had their truck?
Wasn't it Brock had his truck, didn't he?
No, I don't.
No.
Brock's not running Nitro. I think it was Bump. But I put points in for all three of those, the guys who tried to sign up for truck, so that there was a benefit for them bringing their trucks. So thanks, I appreciate the feedback on the track, Mo. It's that definitely gets it. Look at that logo, man. He's bringing it with that logo. I think we have the same designer named ChatGPT. So,
Yeah, he said Big John.
Yeah, I thought it was Bump. So yeah, so I added the three of you guys points for Nitro Truck. So and I didn't even add my name for points because I'm not trying to get points in on race, but we will have truck next time.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah. So if the three of you guys show up, we just need one more guy and we can run trucks. And heck, we only had 4 Nitro buggies. So
well, yeah, because apparently, I mean, I don't know why. When I first was building it, I had like 6, and then all of a sudden, like I I guess Garrett ended up not bringing it because I swear his name was written down for Nitro Buggy. I put him in the sheet, and then Sean was like, "Yeah, Garrett's not running Nitro." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that dropped it down, and then someone else was like, I'm out on Nitro." I'm like, "Well, there goes all of our Nitro cars."
Yeah. Well, that's all right. We'll have you running Nitro Kart or Nitro Buggy next time, and I'll run Nitro Truck, and then that way we can call for each other. I might have another announcer coming. We'll see. Maybe a guest announcer. Once he commits, I'll let everybody know. A little throwback announcer, somebody coming back to RC racing that has been out of the scene for a little bit. So we'll get them hooked up. So LCRC, we went up there. I say we, it was me and the Chloe.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah,
you
my
and
wife.
Chloe.
Yeah, my wife couldn't go because we're going out of town this week. So she just stayed home, and just me and Chloe went up, and I just ran electrics. So 2 electric buggy, and then electric truck. And the track layout was the same. They got rain on Thursday. So they opened the track about, I don't know, middle of the day, something like that. And I was busy with work. So I worked between my real job and working on the website, got the website redone. So truthmotorsports.com for all of you guys who've never been to the website. We're going to have a Memorial Day, 15% off Memorial Day this weekend. So I'll be putting that discount code out probably tonight. So it'll be Memorial 15 on everything on the website. So yeah, worked on Thursday, then Friday got a little bit of practice, and unfortunately, the last of practice on Friday, I smacked the corner of they have a big wall on the J Concepts. Hey, Becky. So I smacked the front end of the buggy and bent my shock body. And the shock shaft is still good. And so I had to replace the shock, swapped out shocks. And but I think I busted my servo, because every time I turned my car on, I had to adjust my trim. So I think it was either I jumped a tooth or I did something, and it just wasn't right every time. When somebody turned my car on, they said it made a funny noise when I turned it on. So I don't know. So we're getting a new, what's up, Alicio? We're going to I'm going to put a new servo in it for this weekend. So, but yeah, we got a couple of minutes. So hopefully our guests will jump back into the green room.
He will be on in just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's funny you talk about like your servo problems. I had one of the cars I ran, I put over the off season, I put all new. I put aluminum knuckles on it, aluminum steering rack. It's a Tamiya car, so it's a lot of plastic parts. I'm out practicing, all of a sudden I lose all of my steering, and I come and I bring it in, and everything that I put in is loose, and I got screws falling apart. Apparently, when I put it together, I stupidly forgot Loctite. Whenever I see it all the time, people's stuff coming loose, I'm like, "Hey, you need Loctite," and then I go and it was something I threw together quickly. I was like, "I'll button it up before the first time I race it," and I completely forgot.
So Mo, we are headed. Both of us are headed to RC Pro-Am down at Lake Waccamaw. If you've not been, this is the time to go, man. Gonna get a lot of track time because unfortunately for Brent, the turnout's looking a little low, but that's not too late to fix that. So come on down.
Are you gonna join the draft?
I mean, I put my name in. I got drafted the first year. I raced 40 plus last year.
Yeah, okay.
So I will probably run all sportsmen so that I'll be in the draft. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if if they're low on pros, maybe they'll let 40 plus draft. And if that's the case, then I'll run 40 plus, and then I can draft you, and then
I don't
we'll,
want
or
to be
you,
drafted.
or you could run pro. You could run pro and draft me. Or
Run pro? No,
Yeah.
no. I'd be.
Well, it's gonna.
I mean,
Yeah. We get Mo Battle to come down there and run pro and draft us. So
there's a cash prize for the top couple. What's last place get? Like $1?
No, last place gets so
A firm handshake.
Yeah, a high five, something like that. So, but yeah, but we'll see. We'll see when we get down there. See what everybody's running. See what the numbers look like. And
I think
I'll talk to Brent.
I think the only confirmed pros I've seen, I saw Maddie and Camden, which if Camden's there, good chance Mason is probably there too.
No, Mason hadn't been there the last. Camden's always there. Camden's been there every year, I think. But I don't know. I don't know how long is it till the big race.
Worlds
in Thornhill, yeah.
Worlds is in October, so we got quite a while.
Okay. Isaiah's in the house.
Let's see. We got a confirmation.
Isaiah, are you coming to play with us at Pro-Am? That's not too far of a drive for you. You come down.
We got confirmation of Camden Lime and Maddie Long right now. We'll see if they post some more coming up. I think Brandon Rose I think Brandon Rose usually attends that one, doesn't he?
I don't know if he's been there. We'll have to look. It's on a holiday. They put it on a holiday so that they could travel, back on Monday. So we'll see. Well,
hey, I'm looking at who'd you pit for last year? I'm looking at last year's pictures, and I see you throwing a car on a bump box.
I don't honestly know. I can't remember. That's a long time ago. Maybe Thorn. Who knows? But
let's see. I see Garrett. Will Garrett run pro there?
Alicio, it is $80 a class. So.
Yeah, there's a picture of you talking to Rusty. They got some good shots.
All right, looks like our VIP guest looks like he is on and ready. So let's bring on. Let's see here. Add the stage, and there goes the Instagram.
Oh man, what's up, guys?
What is up? We got.
Damn, I got some bad light over here. Let me turn on a light for you guys.
All right, no worries.
There we go.
While we got him turning on the light, we got the man, the myth, and legend. Ladies and gentlemen, is it Moulton? Shane Moulton? Did I say it right?
Shane Mouton, Moulton. Yeah.
Mouton. Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, I had all the letters right. So from HRP Distributing, one of our awesome distributors, and the reason that the website has so many parts. So they are our partner for the website. So we're excited to get that going. And finally, I got it back together and got the navigation working. So
great, man. That's great. Yeah, I had a look. It was looking really good, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Shane's been super helpful, feedback and helping, get stuff set up with shipping and, because that's all kind of new to us. We never really pushed the website because I'm a one-man band for the most part. So shipping is not my forte. So
right. And not just a one-man band. You got two fiddles too, right? This is not the only thing that you do, right?
Well, yeah. This is I have to have a real job that pays for my other job. So, but look at there. He was prime time for a second. So so why don't you give us a little bit? So why don't you give us a rundown of HRP and what you guys do? Give us the backstory.
Yeah, great stuff. HRP has been a large distributor since 1987. We've existed since before computers were a thing, so long before websites. We used to do things on pen and paper. I've recently joined the team myself, so when I say we, I've been here since September of last year. We're a large distributor, HRP, honest, reliable partner, and also known as Hobby Recreation Products. We do have a website as well, but our focus is primarily dealers. We have many unique brands like Hobby Wing, Spastix, Team Corrali. We have a lot of the other brands as well that others are, of course, using in multiple distributors like Kyosho, Tamiya, Associated. And of course, we have our focus predominantly on shops. So, we are less competition to the shop than what we are a partner. Let's put it in that way.
Yeah, my first 2 Kyosho Mini Zs came from HRP
Great
before
stuff.
we were even associated. So
great stuff. Which ones did you get?
Well, my wife picked. I let my wife pick a car. She got the Porsche. Was it GT3?
Nice.
And then I got the McLaren. Of course, had to get the McLaren. And
Very
interestingly enough, I didn't realize when I bought them, but one is the rear engine, one's the mid engine, I guess.
Got you.
Drastically different handling, massively
Yes.
different handling.
Yes.
And the rear engine for my track was not as fast as the mid engine.
Really?
Yeah. So I had a lot of turns. Excuse me. I bought 997's track up in Pennsylvania, and they got out of a Mini Z. And so I just brought it home and threw it in the shop and configured it just like they had. And it had one long straightaway and then a whole lot of turns. So it was very, very tight and technical. And so the mid-engine was like marketably faster than the rear engine.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah,
Is 997 still around? Shout out to Ryan Kovolt if he's watching. That's my man right there. I've worked with him for a number of years as well. So they're still doing okay.
They're still good. They do a lot of on-road. They do oval. They have an off-road track. I'm terrible with names, but I guess he's the owner, one of the owners. But they've been racing this year with his son, I think, up at LCRC. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So they've been up at LCRC, and we've chatted a little bit. But yeah, it was crazy. When I got their track, I went out to Western Pennsylvania and bought like 30 tables for my pit area. And so I rolled up with 6 foot high stacks of tables and then pulled in and then filled the bed of my truck and the back seat of my truck with is it RPP?
RCP?
Yeah,
RCP track.
Yeah.
Literally the whole truck was full of track and pieces, and yeah, it was insane how much track that they had. So
yeah, they had quite a lot there before. Literally, I think almost every square was mappable. They had a really big track when they had the big events, which was I never got to race, but I got to watch it. I was involved with some of the sponsorships at the company I worked for before, and got to watch a lot of the races, and it was a lot of fun.
I've seen some of these. Some of these mini tracks, I've seen them build some huge ones. PN Worlds last year, they built it was like 100 by 40. The track was huge. It was bigger than most on-road tracks.
For a Mini Z?
Yes, for the Mini Z Worlds. I mean, some of these mod Mini Zs are almost as fast as like a super stock 12 scale or even a mod touring car.
Yeah, they look pretty quick, and these new team-associated TC28 and RC28Rs have come out as well, and they just look extremely fast. I mean, your reflexes to run those in the stock and the mod class is just insane.
Yeah, I watched the Worlds, and I was like, "That's insane! How fast those guys and just the, I mean, it's like a slot car. Like that was the speed, and they were just millimeters off of the bumpers. Like it was insane. So, fast.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. I just broke the track down and stacked it in the container so that we could, because it's one of the sections that we use for pit area. So, my poor RV just gets stuck outside because the whole sector, the part of my shop that I used to park my RV in is all track dedicated now. So
got you.
Yeah. So give us a little of the history. How did you? Based on your accent, you're clearly from Texas. But
Yeah.
so where? So
I'm
give
from
us a
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Give us the history and how you got into RC, and give us a
Okay,
rundown.
okay. I'll give you the quick rundown because it is quite a long story. There's a lot of ins and outs and a lot of things happen in between, and there's a lot of big reasons as to why I did what I did. But essentially, I started out working in sales in South Africa, having studied hotel management, and I wanted to travel the world. My career progressed. I got to a point where my career had progressed, and I had a good job. And then in 2010, we had our recession based on the mirror of what happened to the recession of the US. Essentially, our currency is based on the US dollar, so it takes some time to affect us. I lost my job, and then I essentially said to myself, hey, well, why is it that I'm working in South Africa if my whole intention was to travel? I got onto cruise ships, started bar waiter, bartender, went over from bartender. I was doing some shows, assistant cruise director, over to art auctioneer. And at this time, I'd now met my previous spouse. And her and I worked together on the ships together for a while as an auctioneer team. We did very well. We decided that we wanted to settle down. We wanted to go and basically start our land life, as we call it, on the ships. So I moved to California, and I was just up the hill from a little town called Chico. And I found myself waiting for my work permit. And every single day, all I could do pretty much all day, every day that was free is play online games and research things on YouTube. I bought myself this tiny little WL Toys helicopter. It was $29.99 with 2 batteries flying around my yard, and I loved this thing. I had so much fun with it, and it reminded me of when I was a kid and I had a King Blackfoot and a Midnight Pumpkin. And anyways, pretty soon I found out that there was a store down the road called A Main. And I was like, all right, well, let me check them out. They've got some more advanced helicopters. But for me at the time, $120, you have no work permit and you just immigrated, it was far, far, far too much. So I spent all my time pretty much on YouTube and that website looking at everything. And one day I noticed that something had changed. It said at the bottom, career opportunities. And I was like, really? Okay. So I clicked on it, said, here are some of the benefits of working for this company. And one of them is that you can get the products at a discounted rate. And I was like, I've got to work here if only just to get the helicopter. right right that's how I got started over there. So I still remember my interview day. I had been working as a custom house painter before that. I'd gone in and we'd just been sanding down some base coats. I was covered in like dust all over, and what I'd done is I'd gone in the back with a 5-gallon bucket and just quickly wiped my face off like up to my neck, and I'd gone suited up, right? Like, this is a very casual company. As you can see, us RCs, we like to wear t-shirts, maybe a polo at most.
Yeah.
Exactly, right. I just saw. That's very funny. My AC is out. I was wondering why you had the sexy locks blowing a minute ago. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, he's fishing for the ladies out there. I think maybe he's married. I don't know.
Steve
So let
Vai.
me get. There we go. Let me get back to the story. So anyway, they were like, why? What's the stuff up your wrist? Like, it's kind of white, Anyway, so I was like, oh, I'm a house painter. Anyway, they were quite impressed that I jumped from the sites, and I'd interviewed for. RC Vehicle Surface Technician. That was my name. It was in customer service, and very quickly I moved over to account management, which is essentially the distribution team. And from there, I worked for them for a very long time, and I moved to North Carolina. And then sometime last year, about end of April last year, our paths ended essentially, and I was looking for another job. And I found some jobs. I was looking around, and essentially I wanted to stay in the industry, and I applied to HRP, and they had me over for a week. I liked it. They liked it. They didn't want to have me move across country. I was in North Carolina at the time. Didn't want me to move to Salt Lake City in Utah if I wasn't a good fit for their work and if I didn't want the job and like the job. So I worked for a week on like an ad hoc basis for them. They liked me. I liked them. I signed the deal, and that is ticket. September last year, I moved to Salt Lake City and became the sales manager for HRP distributing.
Nice.
Oh wow.
So what's your so you finally got the helicopter, right?
No, ironically, I never got that helicopter, man. I never got that
That is-
helicopter. I will tell you, I was lucky enough to land myself at one of the swap meets that we had for the company, and somebody came in with an Align 450. It's not an FBL. It's a fly barless. Yeah, it is an FBL, fly barless. And I was like, rad, how much do you want for this thing? And he's like, I'll trade you those ESCs and those servos over there that you have. And I was like, these things? I was like, sure, take them. So I've taken this helicopter, and I've now had 2 helicopters. Both were 450 scale, and I should have stayed with the micro scale. I like the micro scales. And I tried to fly this line at first, but I guess there was something wrong with the fly barless unit, and all I could get it to do was basically take off and strike, take off and strike. And as soon as you do that, your blades are unbalanced. You can't really fly anymore. They were like $50 cost for those blades. So
Oh
very
my
quickly
gosh.
I got rid of it. Eventually I moved to North Carolina, and when I moved to North Carolina, there's a lot more open spaces, and I was like, it's time again. I'm flying my drones. I'm having a great time. It's time again to try a helicopter. So I tried 200 class. So I got a Gooski S2 thinking it's a 200. No, it's not a 200 class. It's a 450. It's massive. It's quite big. I took that thing off and I thought I went into rate 2 mode. I don't know what mode I went into, but that thing started coming towards me and I thought, this is how I die. So I stuffed the throttle down. And as soon as it went to the ground, I didn't really care if it was breaking itself, it was pushed down. The blades were like bending themselves down, right? Because they're like pushing the helicopter down. I just switched the thing off and I was like, I got to sell this thing. Otherwise I'm going to die. This is how I die,
wow.
right? I stick
It's
to my
coming
drones,
after
my
you.
cars. Yeah, pretty much, you know. So ironically, the one thing that I signed up to into the RC industry for was that collective pitch helicopter, and I just never bought it. So yeah, I've got a lot of drones. I got a lot of cars. I still have a lot of bashes. I have an F1 car. I have an Exotech. I run team associated cars for 10 scale and 8 scale.
Okay.
Nitro and E, but you know the Nitro tracks, we're not as lucky as you guys, man. You guys have got a lot of wide open spaces out on the East Coast. There's a lot more space out there, and the dirt is exceptional. You guys have this red clay dirt, right?
Yeah.
Most
So
of the tracks I've been to around, like, Virginia has 5 tracks, and every single one of them have really, really good dirt.
right,
And then Carolina has a really nice track that I frequented the last 2 years, and they have the most unique surface I've ever been on. It's very high grip some days, and then some days it's like sandy. It's so wild. But when it gets grooved and gripped up, you can throw like some slicks on or some bars on, and it's got just as much grip as like a sealed like indoor clay track. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and what I enjoyed about being able to go around to those tracks, I didn't race as much because in order to test and tune, the track's 3 hours away. You want to be at least an hour or two on the track. So it's a whole 8-hour day just to test and tune. So
Yep.
you're either going to go out completely unsighted, which I don't want to do. That's not fun. Or you're going to go out and test and tune. You're going to put a lot of time into it. So I didn't get to race a lot, but the one big benefit was, like Chris said right now, most of the tire selection, you know, you could run TZOs or raw speed and basically use the same tires almost everywhere, and you'd hook up. You wouldn't have to change your setup. Whereas down here, man, literally a small change in venue by like an hour or two, and the dirt is completely different. You're changing your spring rates, your shock package, your tires, how you prep them, maybe the wheelbase of the car, some of the shimming on the upper arms to change the caster, how the car reacts, and so on. So it's quite a bit of work. I stick to the 10 scale stuff now at Rocky Mountain Raceway, which used to be Intermountain Raceway, Eaton's Intermountain Raceway.
Is
You know
it
what's funny is
dirt or carpet?
It is dirt, indoor clay,
Okay.
and they glue it as well. So if you've ever been to Who's Your RC Hobbyplex, it's kind of like that. So shout out to Eddie and Andy Henley there from Who's Your RC Hobbyplex. Just say hi to some people as we drop some names, and I guess Mr. Gary from Rocky Mountain as well, the new owner of Eaton's Intermountain, which used to be owned by Joel Eaton. So
yeah, we have Mimi's up in Maryland.
Oh yes,
that is a glued track. They just switched over to wood ramps because the feedback they got was, you know, people didn't want to come in to race because the locals were there every night, and they were so fast on the track because it was the same track for months and months and months. So they said, okay, well, they switched to wood ramps, and they still have the sealed glued track, and I think they reapply glue every week. It's very, very glued.
Thunder Alley down in Wilson, they have their indoors glued, and they run ace. We've run ace scale in there a few times, and that's wild because it's almost like driving ace scale on carpet. It's so hooked up.
Yeah, we run raw speed slicks.
Yeah,
raw speed slicks is
well,
that
you might run raw
well?
speed slicks. I'll sand down some green J-Cons, and they're so much better.
I'm too lazy to sand tires. All these guys are out there, got these drill setups and files and, you know, sandpaper, and I'm like, Nope. If they have pre-mounts, I'm running pre-mounts. Like,
Pre-mounts, pre-glued. I don't know what foams are in there. I think there's a hole. I have a little
Don't-
look inside there.
I don't even care what's in there. It is not what's keeping me off the podium, I can assure you. So,
That's funny, man. That's funny. Yeah. So I guess that Thunder Alley is World of RC Parts, Mr. Chad Bunn,
right. Yep.
Yes, that's Chad.
and Mr. Matthew that runs the store. So I think one of the
Yeah.
mistakes that I made on some of the podcasts before, as you can clearly realize, I've realized myself, is I didn't say hello to anyone. I kind of just talked about myself, which I don't know if I'm the most interesting guy in the world, but if you want to share some stories, I sure can.
Yeah, that's what we're, I like to, everybody, there's other podcasts that they want to talk, they want to get the pro drivers, and I'm not, I don't have to or need to name drop, but I know plenty of pro drivers, but and we've had a couple on last year, but that's Lefty's gig, and some of the other guys that are running podcasts that bring on the pro drivers. I'm more interested in, Chris is new this. Yeah, he's got the Steve Vai going on.
There's a fan right below me, so when I back away from the table,
it looks
Yes.
like it's an effect or something. It looks like there we go. It's like, and then there we go. Yeah.
We have to play
man. You're making us look
wind
like
beneath my wings.
Yeah,
Well, I've actually got I've got a fan sitting here right
There
on
you
my
go.
face too, but my beard is a little more substantial than his hair, so it's if I get real close to it, maybe
just
it'll-
rub it in, won't you?
yeah. But no, we just decided this year that we wanted to talk to like the track owners and different people, different influencers around the hobby.
Other,
And just hear people's
manufacturers.
stories.
You got
Yeah.
sportsmen and amateur drivers coming on. I have, I'm sure you've seen the face or know the name. Chris Hackinson's going to come talk with us in a few weeks. He's a big vintage guy. So that kind of stuff, instead of, everybody's seen probably 12 different interviews with Ryan Lutz or Dakota Fend. I mean, they're fantastic people. I've met and raced with Dakota. I've seen plenty of interviews with Ryan, but people might be tired of seeing Ryan talk. Maybe not. I mean, Ryan's a great guy.
Well, like I say, there's plenty of other podcasts that they get the Mayfields and the all those guys, and we had our inaugural kickoff was the Krista and why am I blanking?
LCRC. I can't remember his
LCRC.
either.
Wow, I hope he's not paying attention. Kevin and Krista.
Kevin,
So,
yes, that sounds right.
When I said Krista's name first, I was like, I'm gonna draw a blank on his name. I was just there. So Kevin and Krista from sweet, my compressor is still on in my shop. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Is that loud?
Barely. We just
Oh,
heard
I don't
it
hear
sounds
it.
like a little sucking out of a straw, but it's gone now.
That's my very, very good headphones blanking out my background noise. But so we had Kevin and Krista. Yeah, so Kevin and Krista from LCRC, and we had the VCS guys, Josh and Brian Miskulski. I probably butchered his name, but The Miz, and who else have we had? Is that it?
I think
So
that's
this
all
is
we've had
episode
come
4,
on.
yeah.
I think,
We had
number
one
2,
episode
it was just the
without.
2 of us.
Yeah.
But
I've already talked to Lefty. Lefty's going to come on. He was on last season. I talked to Lance from Elite. He's going to come on.
Oh yeah, Lance McDonald.
Other
He's the machine, bro. That guy just
Yeah.
stays. I've watched him do race direction before, and I've been involved with events that he's been at. And let me tell you, that guy is just a machine. He does not leave his post, not even for a minute, man. If he does, I don't know how he does it, but I don't see it.
Well,
that is actually one of my dreams. I would love to get to the point, get like Lance, where I could just travel the country calling races. So if any events need a race director,
Lance is probably like, don't do it.
But
no. Yeah.
Lance has done well. I mean, he was involved in some other stuff before, and then he started getting involved in some races, and then he decided he was going to go all in on it. And since I spoke to him, which was a while ago. It was at Psycho Nitro Blast, I want to say in 2023 or 2024. Anyway, he's like, best thing I ever did, man. Very, very, very good. Maybe it wasn't at Psycho Nitro Blast. Maybe it was at Clash of Champions. But anyway, so he's like, best thing I ever did. I'm having so much fun. I'm like, dude, are you busy? He's like, busier than what you know, man. I was like, all right. Well, there are other people like Chris that are looking for race director gigs as well, right? And commentary, and there's a lot of broadcasters now. You know, Lifetime, Mod Speed Shop also has their own Mod Live. So
yeah,
it's definitely
the mod guys. When the mod guys came to Chesapeake for Roar Nats, they were awesome. They were back in the shop, and the one guy, I wish he would actually been on camera, because he was very animated watching and calling these races from the booth. And I'm like, you know, the people obviously at the track couldn't hear him, but I could hear him because I was literally pitting 5 feet from him, and he'd be jumping up and getting excited. I'm like, this guy needs to be on camera, not just voice only.
Yeah, they've got some good people, man. They've got Matthew Olson runs it. They've got his wife as well that travels around and does a lot of the work. And then they've got another gentleman named Chris. I think his name's Chris Emmett. And I thought you were talking about him for a second. I can't remember who the commentator is right now. And then they got Jason Boulanger for their photographer. They're a very, very, very good team, lovely team. Also the others that come around Lifetime, as well as I forget the third one now. There's a third one. Excuse me for forgetting that one. But great coverage. It's really what RC needs, is to get in the limelight, get some great coverage, not a static camera, some commentary so people know what's going on. We really need to blow this sport up. So it's exciting to see new stores like yourselves doing that.
Yeah, and that's you know, something that Lance is really trying to take it to the next level. Like some of the stuff they're doing now, and Danny Paz did our intro video. He's a wizard, and the stuff that they have, the little stuff that you don't even really notice, but it will tell you like estimated time of the races. So if you're watching online and you're like, oh, my buddy's in race 56, it will, like, they'll, in between races, they'll have a splash screen and it'll say race 56 is estimated to be like 8:09. So you can like set an alarm like, hey, 8 o'clock, I need to make sure I'm back on the live stream. And then the other thing that's cool for the race time events is they're doing the pro events at specific times. So at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's going to be pro nitro buggy. And then at 4:30, it's going to be pro e-buggy. So that, you know, the folks who want to see the pros, they don't have to sit for 6 hours and wait for the pros to come up. They're scheduled, and then that's what time it's going to run. It may be, you know, in between race 46 and 47, but whatever the race is right before that time comes up, they just slip the pro race in there. So, and I think that those are the kind of things that will really get the online viewership up, you know, to where people will, you know, actually invest some time, because, you know, I race and I don't watch an 8-hour mainstay. Like I'll literally that when I'm watching a race, I'll click it on, and then I'll fast forward, and then when the names will pop up, I'm like, oh, this is Maddie's race. Let me watch Maddie race. oh, this is, you know, some other guy that I know from down south, or, you know, like, oh, this is Chris Harris from one of the other SFX guys. Like,
I have,
you know,
I have no clue who's doing Worlds yet, but they got some big shoes to fill, because RC Racing TV over in the UK, they did the e-buggy Worlds and the Nitro Buggy Worlds in Rodovan, and they did amazing. I think Lefty wasn't at Nitro Buggy World. No,
he was at Worlds last year.
Yeah, he was at Nitro Buggy Worlds, and then for e-buggy Worlds, he just kind of covered like day after from home. But so RC Racing TV did amazing with the last 2 Worlds. So whoever's doing it here in the States, they've got some big shoes to fill, because those guys were great.
I don't know if they've announced it yet. Have they?
I don't know either.
Who's running it? Yeah.
I might have heard something, but I don't know if the cat's out of the bag yet. So I don't know if someone leaks it. So I'll just.
Yeah, we'll wait till it gets announced. It'll be somebody. They'll announce it at some point.
If it's Mod Live or Elite, blink twice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only a few, so
I know
a few that will pull. Yeah, I agree. RCTV. I think what's really interesting about RCTV is that they do a lot of like studio type stuff, and it's not just like they have like the recap afterwards,
Yep.
and they have it set up like a real like ESPN or so I really like how they did that. And so when Lefty went to Spain, he was doing like recaps at the end of the day and interviews and different stuff like that. So that's the cool stuff. I think that we'd like to do some of that. I know Chris has been investing in some toys, tools, so that we could go do some man on the street stuff, and we got some cameras. So maybe RC, maybe at RC Pro Am this weekend, maybe we can get some film.
I'm gonna try, because I'm probably only gonna run the one class. It's either gonna be E or Nitro Buggy, and that'll give me some time to walk through the pits. I can maybe get some time with a couple of the pros. I know, we could probably get Camden for a little bit and go bug Maddie and Rusty.
I got Lucas did a video last year. Talk about great personalities. His video is their videos are so cool. Like, he does that kind of documentary style. And I remember the very first video, before I even knew who he was, and before I even knew who Maddie and Rusty were, I watched the documentary that he did. It's probably 4 years old now. Maddie was like 11, and he did this was her older sister was still racing. So they did a documentary of them, because they have a unique situation where, I don't know if you're familiar with Maddie and Rusty So their family dynamic. So Rusty is, the stepdad, and Wayne, Maddie's dad, they all work together. Like, they all pit together. They're all, surrounding Maddie and, helping her with her program. And so it's really cool to see, you don't see a whole lot of like biological fathers and stepdads working hand in hand, and actually like sitting in the trailer together. Like, they're together every weekend,
Watching them really cool. When we were at Tilt Yard last year, those two, because they worked the pit together when Maddie was racing her main, and there wasn't another pit crew that could keep up with them. One was grabbing, one was throwing the fuel in, and then she was gone.
So 2 years ago or last year, I can't remember which year it was, at RC Pro Am, there was an idea that they were going to, Nitro Mains had a mandatory tire change. So they set over and practice tire changing for like an hour. And then they ended up bagging it. They ended up not doing it, but they were ready. Like, they were over there picking the car up. One guy was running wrenches. They were using like impact wrenches, and it was straight up NASCAR. Like, they were just practicing and practicing and practicing. It was crazy. So,
I have raced in one test race, which was a club race, in which we did try the tire changes, and I'll tell you, it's a lot more difficult than what you think. You have to decide when you're going to do it. And what we found was that the best thing to do was to come in, flip the car on its side, do the tires real quick, flip the car on the other side, do the tires real quick, because that give you the best view down. A lot of people decided to do it on the pit wall, and when they tried to gun it, they cross-threaded their nuts and their wheels came off in the race.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people also tried to do the normal thing where you grab the car, you fill it up, and then you go and flip to do the tires. Now you got nitro all over your brakes, your clutch, your electronics, So some of the cars flaming out and having issues, or clutch pad issues, or brake issues, even going into the corners. They got nitro and oil all over the brake armature, trying to brake and just not working. So that was just for fun, but I'll tell you, it really adds a massive level of complexity.
If you want to see pitting at its finest, the GT, when they do those nitro GTs and they do those push button wheels, that's like,
the nitro
full on pit with fuel in like less than 10 seconds. It's insane how fast those. I mean, they're like, 8-9 seconds and getting fuel and everything. But they have those special wheels that basically they just pump and then shove them on, and then they're on. But that's crazy.
Foam tire racing.
Yeah,
there's so many people that won't even try it. I used to run a lot of foam tire classes, oval and 12 scale, and foam tires are fun, but it definitely gets pricey after a while, because, I go to these, but I'd go to a big event and I'll buy, I know I'm going to run 3 quals in a main. So I'm going to cut 4 sets of tires. I'll one run each qual in the main, and then I got tires for the next 6 club races. So foam tires aren't that scary.
Yeah, I
was-
guess apart from your shaving them down 99% just to make sure that they're true, right?
Oh yeah, I think they'll come out of the bag at like 44, 45 millimeters. And I'd cut them to 41 and a half or 40 and a half, depending on whether it was 13.5 or 17.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
But otherwise, you're just riding around like this, right? So it's like you got to do it. But at the same time, like I raced that class once or twice. I tried it out, and after I saw what they did with their tires, I was like, no, there's 80 of a hundo gone right there. I'm good, thanks, guys. I'm gonna stick to
Well, see, for club racing, it didn't, keep running the same tires. But when you're at a big event, like we had a big classic event where, and I was able to set up my car one time, set my ride height, and just do a fresh set of tires each run. It made it better. Otherwise, I would have literally had to, because every qual's 8 minutes, every main's 8 minutes. So it's 8 minutes. Okay, now I'm having to fix my ride height to get it back to 3.2 millimeters, and then I'll run again, and then I got to fix my ride height again. So it just, for a big event, it makes sense to one run tires and then just use the leftovers for club racing, because nobody's going to check your ride height at a club race for the most part.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That was the crazy thing when I was watching. They were talking about it was a combination of fuel strategy and then also handling of the car, because the car drops because the tires wear out, that you had to figure out, like, in nitro buggy racing or truck, we're just like, it's all about mileage. But it was the handling. And if you got to where you were too low and your pace went down, well, then it was better off to make an extra stop to get fresh tires so that you could get the handling of the car back. So there was a lot more. I was like, yeah, my head hurts just thinking about it. So
I enjoy that very much, the strategy of it, and I guess that's why I gravitated towards nitro racing. And I got to say, we mentioned Lefty a couple of times on the podcast, so I'll give Lefty a shout out. Lefty's a massive Formula One fan himself as well, and he's brought a lot of that kind of feel, right? That kind of, like you said, he has a prologue and epilogue. There's a lot of information going on in the beginning, kind of letting beginners know exactly what's going on, but also speaking very advanced and technical language to keep the rest of us interested as well. I think it's very important that we have a lot of personalities like that in RC. So shout out to Mr. Lefty for doing it right.
And he's all in, like he's living living the lifestyle, like it is. And he's branched off. He's got the ML Toys sponsored channel. So Alan Placer, the owner of ML Toys, races up at LCRC. And I don't know if you're familiar with the ML Toys stuff, but
no, not yet.
That's the Power Wheels. So Lefty's daughter is of the age to do the Power Wheels racing.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, doing the drag racing.
Yeah, so ML Toys does all the aftermarket stuff, all the hop ups for those. So he's into that. He has a whole separate channel.
Is Lefty out there? He's got a receiver plugged in. He's like hiding behind a tree, like
right. Yeah. So
just cutting those apexes, and she's like,
no, you can see a lot of it on.
Joking, right?
If you check out the Fast Kids Club on Facebook, it's a lot of that Power Wheels drag racing. Okay. And there's some of these setups. They're running 3 motors per wheel for some of these tracks. They're wrapping the tires in duct tape to get traction, or they're stapling rubber to. It's wild what they're doing to make these things go fast.
Big, thick, they screw gun, and it's insane the prep that they put on that. On those things to go. They got wheelie bars, and they have like kill switch. So if they get off, they can yank the kill switch. And
is there a remote kill switch, or is it like a jet ski, like a wrist, like a?
No, I think the string or something in the back where they can, like, if dad's in the back, like yank. I don't know. I've seen a little bit of it. My granddaughter is only like 2 months old, so I got a little bit of time. Not that we haven't started planning out, builds for her, but
Okay.
You already got a Power Wheels picked out for her?
Yeah, no, I got these kits right back here. So you're getting a short course, and always got to start out with a short course.
I've seen those. I see you've got an S-Works, a Techno. It looks like the short course truck, and maybe the SL. And what's that? Is that a custom works in the back there, or a low C? Is
No,
that one of the low
no, that's a
Cs?
low C. This side. Proof that I'm not to be trusted alone. So LCRC rebuilt their oval track. So they have an off-road track and an oval track, and they do what they call Friday night quickies. So they run oval on Friday night after they close the off-road track. So they run box stock low C sprints, Traxxas modifieds, and then they run 8-scale modifieds, and you can run electric or gas. So most of them are gas.
That's cool.
But they have to be converted buggies. So they're off-road buggies that are converted. You can't run like a GT car or anything like that. So basically, when like the Techno guys got their 2.2s, they converted their 2.0s into, or whatever the last year version of their car is, they turn them into oval cars. But
Okay.
so I got this kit. It's ready to run. Basically, I just threw a battery in it. I bought it 30 minutes before we raced, and I'd never turned a single lap.
Hey, I went up for my race this week, and I walked as soon as the hobby shop opened. I went and got a NASCAR. I pulled it out of the box and I raced it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I put it. We had a 23 car field. I put it 7th on the grid. I'm like, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
And then I left.
I think I finished. I started 7th on the grid, but there were only 7 cars. So, but it was a lot of fun. Like, it was a lot more fun than what I thought it was going to be. And
that's exactly where I was about to go. I was about to say, okay, so was it a lot of fun? Was it some of the most fun that you've had, regardless of how little money you spent, right?
So it was fun because it's not that I didn't care, but you can't do anything to the car. Like, literally, I sauced my tires. And I checked my wheel nuts. Like, I didn't check ride height. I didn't do anything.
Was the dirt loose, or was it?
No. It was a glorious track. So they have.
Oh, wow.
They have a guy that's local. I can't remember his name. I suck with names. They have a guy who's local that builds big, like he's involved somehow in Chili Bowl, and like he's a national level guy that works, in the oval scene. And he built their track, and it was grooved like halfway through the 15 minutes in the first practice. Like, it was it was really good.
Wow.
And so it just kept getting faster and faster and faster. So
were they running nitro at that track?
Yes, nitro started. Yeah,
I've noticed that in the past, when we had at A-Main, we had our late great track director and track builder, track master, Mr. Kevin Jellick. Rest in peace, good guy. He used to set up our 8-scale track. So if you lay out sort of on the screen, you're going around, you come down the main straightaway, and then it would go off into a different part, but there would be an oval right here, sort of in the bottom, right? And we would come out, and obviously, you can run about 8, 9, 10 minutes before you flame out. So you don't want to flame out in the back corner somewhere, right? So you run like 6 minutes, and it's you're practicing. So you start running oval with your buddies, right? And dude, the amount of grip that we could get just by spitting out that little bit of oil and pounding the dirt down with a slightly heavier car.
Yeah.
It was almost like he was like, I don't know if the golf cart's better or if the nitro is better, but then it rains, and then the nitro, that's where you have a bit of an issue with the nitro. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't want to go ahead.
I was saying, when I was racing indoors, when we raced nitro indoor, being in the second, so we, there'd be like a pro and an open class. And so last time I raced indoors, the pros raced first, and then the open guys, we ran right after. And our grip was so much better from that, 10 minutes of nitro getting thrown into the track.
Yeah. Well, that's what they did. They ran the nitros first, the first 15 minutes. So the quickie is 15 minutes of practice for each class, and you go right into a 50-lap main. And that was it. Wow. And it was $10. And I was like, this is way better than sitting around, working on my cars, because I don't work on cars. If they're broke, I'll fix them, but I don't do maintenance. I need a mechanic so bad.
Me too.
So we're almost out of time, and I know we had a couple of things, and so Shane, since you are you guys handle Associated, let's go ahead and do these overviews of these new cars, Chris, and then we'll keep Shane on, and you can give us any color
Great stuff.
that you know about them.
Okay,
Chris
so the
is
first
jonesing
thing,
so
you
bad.
go ahead, Chris. Chris, do you want to start, or you want me to start off on this one?
I'm actually, this is something I'm excited about because I love the 28 scale stuff, but I've always wanted the 4-wheel drive 28 scales, but they're so hard to get. Like, I can't remember, Atomic has one, and it's always out of stock. And I saw this drop, and I'm like, yeah, this is going on pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at this thing,
you know where to get it, right? Truth Motorsports. Check it out.
Oh, of course.
We have it back ordered already.
Yes, you do.
So,
Yeah. But it's absolutely wild because I've messed with Mini Zs, I've messed with the 28 scale pound cars, and then you look at this, and you look at it next to, I got my X-Ray touring car sitting right next to me, and you would never know that it's any different until you get them side by side. It's absolutely wild how much they've jammed in this tiny, tiny little package.
It's insane. I was talking with the manufacturer, and shout out to Mr. Michael from Team Associated, and I was asking him, I was like, "Hey man, is this right on this car?" He goes, "Yeah, absolutely. You know, in order to make these things within, you know, micromillimeters of precision, in order to have that kind of scale," he said, anything, you know, more than even 1/4 of a millimeter, you know, that's massive slop in the car. You know, you can't produce something like that. So to see this car, which I initially thought was a 2-wheel drive, a rear-wheel drive factory team edition of the RC28, and then he explained, no, it's actually a full 4-wheel drive. And I was kind of like, wait a minute, let me see the pictures. How do you fit that all into that package? It's just absolutely insane engineering, and just what a masterpiece they produced.
And it's a mid motor, which you know is still a lot of the. I've seen a couple of them, and a lot of them are like more rear motor. So this is going to be. I know the RC28 out of the box. It's pretty competitive, but it does need a little bit to really be like these reflex cars and these other cars with the independent front suspension, which Next Racing actually put out a new suspension for the RC28, which really makes the RC28 actually be able to compete and beat these other cars on the track. But this thing, I mean, out the box, this thing's going to be just as good as like the Atomic, or I don't know who else makes a 4-wheel drive. I've only ever seen the Atomic. I've tried to buy it like 6 times, but it goes out of stock as soon as it comes in stock.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, but like Team Associated was explaining to me, you know, for the smaller cars for the smaller manufacturers that only make these kind of cars, you know, to make 500 cars is a lot of cars, right? So to keep them in stock and to keep everything manufactured and all that kind of stuff down the pipeline, and obviously with a much larger company like Team Associated, I'm looking forward to something that'll be freely and readily available, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excited to get those in and test them out. So
you've got it on back order, but you don't have any power yet, so you're going to run on hopes and dreams. You've got to get you, look right down in the center of the screen right here, boys, right here. Hobbywing makes the systems for these, and so does Reedy. So you can get those
nice.
2 different systems. So you have a choice. Many people end up choosing Hobbywing because that's what they run, but if you see the car in the pictures is set up with Reedy electronics, which exist as well.
Yeah, I've actually got a full set of Hobbywing electronics just sitting in my box waiting. It was
there we go.
Yep, it was in my. I have a couple cars I made. I did you know, obviously I had the RC28. I 3D printed. I don't know if you've seen Scott Jake's project. He does the Club Race Hero. So I did his. So I had a couple sets of electronics. So I got one set. I was gonna put it in the. I was gonna get the RC10 24 scale, but then I'm glad I didn't. I saw this drop. I was like, oh, those electronics are going in this. Holy crap, it's got sway bars.
It does. It's a fully shrunken down 4-wheel drive touring car to the T. Look, it's got a bumper, it's got a front suspension, it's got the belt drives, it's got everything in there. It's got adjustable turnbuckles, it's got full planetary gear differentials. You know, they've literally shrunken everything down. Now, my only one question and worry, because I didn't build an RC28 or this one yet, but what tools have you got to have? How small are the screws? How close are the hexes? I don't know.
The RC28 was mostly MIP 1.3 millimeter, or an 050 works too. Yep. 050 and 13 are the two that work. They're about the same size. They are metric screws, so obviously the 13 fits better, but an 05 will do the same for people who have those floating around.
So we're going to make sure when we get you some more cars that we get you some of those tools, because otherwise they're going to be angry knowing that they don't have the tools, right? For me, I guess that's why when building a Tamiya car, I try to convert as many to hexes as possible, to get away from the different screw size. But with this one, you have no choice. It's so small. So
Yeah.
I remember
run.
my first Tamiya kit. I didn't know that there was a different type of Phillips. I just grabbed my regular old Phillips. I'm putting this together and everything's slipping. I was like, what is going on? And I talked to another buddy of mine who was big into Tamiya stuff. He's like, oh, you need to get a JS or JIS screwdriver. I'm like, what is that? And that's, once you get one of those, I guess it's not that big of a deal to keep to keep those screws. But that was figuring that out was a game changer. I was like, oh, this is nice. This actually fits these screws and doesn't slip.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Was there another car you guys wanted to check out? I also have a announcement that I'm saving for you guys. Just a little tidbit to throw in at the end. I just need about 10 seconds, but I've saved something good for you guys. So I'll leave that until the end.
What was the other? There was another associated car, wasn't it? You were going to talk about, Chris?
I don't think so. I think that's the only. I mean, the TC28 I think is the only new release I've seen. I haven't seen anything else come out. I think
before that was the retro 80s kit, and then we had the 6049 before that, and there's been a couple of others in between, and some Reedy Electronics that came out. So yeah,
we saw the T84 a couple weeks. The T84 a few weeks ago.
Yes. The T84. I thought that was a really interesting car as well.
I love the car. I hate the body. If I get one of those, it is getting a regular full truck body.
There are a lot of different bodies that can fit that, luckily. So it's kind of like the 8 scales. You get blessed with options. So you certainly can run everything that you want.
I run a full truck on my Truggy. I actually still have the Proline body that you can't get anymore.
I call the new ones, I call it the rhinoceros, because they got you like this cab, and then they just literally have this thing that sticks out the front just to be a Truggy, just so it's not a buggy. I call it the rhinoceros, got a horn,
So that's actually the name of the S-Works truck body is the rhinoceros, and they are they've got the front end of like a Mack truck.
The
front end of
that is the most hideous thing I have ever seen. I wonder.
I thought you would pick up on that. I used to run that a couple of years ago when we had the brand at a company that I worked at and we distributed it. I ran that brand. They were running the Evo platform then, and I see they've built on it there. So which website are we on right here? We're on.
This is BTRC.
You're over at Brent's website. Okay, got you.
I mean,
shout out.
He could have pulled that same truck up on Truth Motorsports, but
Chris,
he missed an opportunity.
It's the first one. I just Googled S-Works Truggy. Sorry.
Well, I guess I gotta work on my search engine optimization.
So I'm going to find something that I'm going to send you to put up on the screen in just a second over here. So let me see over here. Let's continue the chat, and I will. Here we go. I'm going to share this to you. So copy link, and then we can pull that up in just a second, and we'll keep this for the very last thing as I'm on the way out.
I think we're at the end of. We try to keep our podcast to an hour, make it consumable. So we'll let you go ahead and. Did you get it, Chris?
Yep, we will.
All righty. So, Team Corrali, one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing ready-to-run brand here in the USA, best known for their 8 scales, their 4S and 6S systems, and something is coming. One platform, 2 faces. What do you think it is?
I'm not.
I'm thinking, what is like a
Does it say
buggy truggy combo?
So, whilst I can continue to tease, I will tell you on Thursday, all will be revealed. And Mr. Brian, you will be receiving a phone call. I will let you know all about these. You'll also be able to check out, of course, your local hobby shop. Of course, we are a distributor. You'll be able to get these at your local hobby shop. So anyone watching, approach your local hobby shop and follow Team Corali and Team Corali USA for any new updates. But you can check with your local hobby shop for those items, the parts, and The cars. I'll just say the cars. That's all I can say for now. I
Okay.
don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but if you can,
if
sort
I'm
of
not
sense
mistaken,
my excitement.
Corrali is the company that invented the saddle pack e-buggy.
Really?
If I'm not
wouldn't put it past
mistaken,
them.
they are the first ones that did it.
I remember back there being some other manufacturers as well that ran saddle pack, and I thought it was quite strange. I remember Serpent had the SRX8, and then I myself have been running the Team Associated, which was a saddle pack
Mhm.
setup as well, which I thought was very strange at first. But I must say it makes for a very well balanced car. You can swap out batteries between a number of different models, which is advantageous. So I do like it.
Mhm.
But I do find it's a little bit quirky in terms of just plugging things in. It just feels strange. It's just, you normally put in the
I
negative,
like-
positive. Good
Yeah,
to go.
I like the saddle packs for ground control, but I've noticed a big brick up front seems to do better in the air.
I've noticed a little bit of that as well. Although I was running the 6500 brick style pack back still when it was a full brick, and really the car's weighed down. You have to change the spring rates on the one side in order to get it to handle uniformly. And then when the batteries got a little bit shorter, like you said, there was a massive benefit. But otherwise, we were running the 2Ss in series, or many
Yeah.
of the pros did. So anyway, with that being said, I'm very excited for this. Check with your local hobby shop on Thursday if you want to hear more about this announcement.
Sweet.
I love
right.
it.
Well, we
Let's
got a
check it
little
out.
teaser. That's a great wrap up to the podcast. We'll finish on that, and then we'll as soon as I get the information, I will post it on the Truth Motorsports page, and I'll make sure that all of my automation works and it shows up on our inventory as soon as it hits you guys' inventory. So.
Great stuff. I'll make sure Thursday to send you all the data so you can get it up on the site. And by the way, just before we leave, shout out if you haven't checked out truthmotorsports.com yet. If you have a look at the website, it looks like it's been running for years. Help Mr. Brian out. Number one, by checking out the website. Number two, by visiting the website. Number three, by making purchases from the website. He is your local hobby shop. He does ship across the USA. He does have access to a lot of products. Like I said, it's great to see more people, new people like yourself coming to the industry and bringing out, literally elevating the game, right? Like if you look at this website, it is absolutely, I'm dumbfounded by how well it has come out. So if you haven't checked out truthmotorsports.com yet, now's your chance. Click the link below. You got to go and check it out. And even if you're not looking to buy something today, you can still help him out by building web search engine optimization by simply clicking on the link or searching hobby shop in your area and making sure that you click truthmotorsports.com.
Well, I appreciate the shout out. We are 15,000 plus SKUs on the website now. So
wow,
definitely lots of options. So
it looks great. It looks great.
I appreciate it. So, and with that, I guess we will wrap for this week. And thanks, Shane, for jumping on with us. And it was great to chat with you, and I'm sure you and I will chat plenty more in the future. And anybody got any parting thoughts?
Mr. Chris?
I got nothing.
All right.
See you on the next one.
Well, we will, as we like to say at the end of the podcast, we will see you guys at the track.
Well, thank you very much. I just wanted to thank you for the opportunity for coming on, Mr. Tiny and Mr. Chris. We very much enjoyed the podcast here at RCRC Podcast, and we will see you at the track.
Nice.
Goodbye.
Freedom out. Down and quiet.